Hello. Oh my God, shut up. What's so fucking funny? I'm trying to introduce the podcast here. Let's try this again. Hello.
I just watched Charlie look
shut.
at the freaking camera and tip his glass to it.
What the
Just
fuck?
being a gentleman over here.
Let's try this again for the third time. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blown to Bits. My name is Adam. This is the bite-sized podcast about all things nerdy and geeky, mostly video games, and I am joined today by...
Ryan.
And Charlie.
Tip of the hat, Charlie. Thanks for fucking up my intro.
I said nothing. I don't know what you're talking about.
So, it's been a kind of a crazy week, actually. We have a bunch of our friends that are finally switching over to PC gaming, and we've been sort of acclimating them to getting used to, how the PC works and, where you get your games from and everything like that. And it's been kind of fun for me watching them explore, because we linked them to our Steam libraries, me and Ryan did, and watching them explore games that they haven't played in a long time. Like last night, Kyle was playing Portal 2, and he was just laughing the whole time, He's just cracking up, because he's like, I forgot how fucking funny this game is.
Yeah, as soon as he saw my library, he was like, I have to get Dead Space. Like, I miss that game so much. He's actually playing Sea of Thieves right now and just having a good old time on his ship.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing with him tonight after the podcast. I'll be playing with him.
Yeah, I hopped on there with him for about half an hour before you guys showed up and just kind of got drunk and played off tune. my little harpsichord.
I don't know. I haven't played that game in so long. I hope I can remember. It fits like an old glove.
Yeah, it was real easy once you figure out the controls, but they've added a ton of stuff. Like, there's like twice as many islands as like when we played. Mm-hmm. There's like a whole nother ship.
Oh, there's another ship?
Yeah, there's a mid-sized ship now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. So I think we're going to try that one out. But there's other quests and stuff, and it seems like the graphics are even better. I mean, maybe it's because I'm playing on PC instead of Xbox One, but remember how beautiful the ocean looked in that game?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I feel like they like improved it even more.
I don't see how they could. I mean, I think it's just the culture shock from you moving from Xbox to PC, honestly, because the ocean was magnificent in that game when I played, because I played on PC when you played on Xbox.
Okay. That's probably what it is then.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those games that's just been beyond my reach, because I've never had an Xbox or, worthy, capable PC. So I've always just, sat on the sidelines and watched people have a lot of fun with that game.
It's definitely fun. I'm looking forward to seeing how it looks. I'm upgrading my graphics card this week and getting a new 2K monitor, which I'm stoked about.
I'd say.
Yeah, I'm running a GTX 960 right now.
Yeah.
I'm upgrading to the RTX 2060. It's like the newest line of graphics cards. It's like there's like 4 tiers. I'm getting like the entry tier.
Okay.
But it's going to be able to run games on ultra settings and 2K and still get, over 60 frames a second.
Oh, it's going to be legitimately awesome. I am so stoked about it. And I almost think that Newegg owes me a commission, because I've officially talked 3 people other than myself into buying this damn monitor. Like, it's the same monitor.
I'm not actually buying it through Newegg, though. I'm getting it through B&H.
Oh, okay. Well, you're the indie kid, so I guess you're cooler than us.
Yeah. Well, no, it's because B&H is mainly photography and electronics, and I'm getting a new camera.
Oh, you just bundle it all together?
Yeah. And I actually added it up on B&H and then added it up on Amazon. It's like $500 cheaper on B&H because they're out of state, so you're not paying taxes.
B&H is actually really good. They've got great deals. Even Best Buy will price match them.
Yeah, they've got good deals. I'm getting a good bundle. Like with my camera, it's coming with like a bag and a memory card for the same price.
Nice.
And they have amazing customer service over Amazon.
I haven't had an issue with Amazon's customer service or B&H, so I don't know what the experience difference would be.
B&H is more personal. Amazon has always treated me really well. I've never had an issue with them. But where Amazon, you're gonna talk to 5,000 different people in customer service. B&H, you're gonna get a much more personal experience with them, and they go above and beyond to try and help you out.
That's awesome, man. I'm just really stoked for us to try these new graphics cards out. Honestly, because I mean the ray tracing concept is just it's so novel and new. You know what I mean? And games that are going to start utilizing that are going to be able to do things they've never done before.
Yes, I actually bought Shadow of the Tomb Raider, the newest one, in anticipation of getting the RTX card. I've played a little bit of it, and it's a lot of fun, but my graphics card, I mean, it looks like potato.
Yeah, you got to run it on super low.
No, I'm running everything on high, and it's smooth. It's just,
It just could be smoother, right?
Yeah.
Could just have that extra little finish to it.
It's like a PlayStation 4 basic model graphics, no Pro.
No Pro, no HDR. Man.
Who does? I don't do HDR in video games, man. I hate it.
I don't have a TV that does it.
It looks weird. It's all the shadows are super dark and some of the lights are so washed out looking. It's weird, man.
It's a little jarring at first. Seeing the switch. I actually if you have your VR hooked up to your PlayStation, you can actually run HDR through it. So I was actually lacking some of the quality whenever my headset was hooked up. But today I actually unhooked it and booted up Tetris, not Tetris Worlds, the Tetris Effect. And I turned HDR on that because I never experienced it. I just had it in the VR headset. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It's wonderful. That's a game where you need those dark blacks and those vibrant whites too. So something like that I can understand. I haven't booted up Monster Hunter World yet.
I don't think Monster Hunter World has HDR support.
Okay, it was just PlayStation Pro supported.
Yeah, I think there's very few games that actually do HDR. I know Injustice, the Mortal Kombat games and stuff like that, they were all about HDR, that was one of the games I just hated in HDR. It just looks so bad. It was.
I could see stealth-based games being really bad in HDR, like Metal Gear Solid. I don't think I could play that in HDR.
No, fuck that. It's just things are just so dark, you can't see anything, and it's almost pointless.
Yeah.
Which I'm all about, games that take advantage of darkness. I loved Alan Wake, I love Silent Hill and stuff like that. But when a game does it, with HDR, the HDR is just so dark that you almost it's almost pointless. It's why am I playing this? I'm just gonna run into every single wall.
You're squinting the whole time.
Yeah. And Lord knows I don't need to be squinting. I'm supposed to be wearing glasses right now as it is, and I don't, so.
I've found myself squinting more and more recently. I might have to go get myself a set of spectacles as well.
You're going to get some of those big Skrillex.
Those military birth control glasses.
Yeah.
I've never thought about what style of frames would fit my face, or what would even look good. So that's a completely another world that I might have to go into soon.
Get some Morpheus glasses.
Right, just clip on the nose, the bridge.
That sounds like that would be expensive as hell.
Maybe back in the 90s when that movie came out.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's probably out of fashion.
I remember everybody was wanting those phones too back in the 90s when that movie came out. It was 99. It was the end 90s. Of the 90s, but everybody wanted that cell phone where they were just they were flicking it down and it would just pop open.
Do you remember it was called the Chocolate, and it was the size of like a Pez dispenser, and it would flip
Oh my
on a
gosh.
hinge.
It was like a switchblade almost.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember that.
It was like right after the Razor came out. I knew like 2 people that had one.
Pushing boundaries for phone design.
Yeah.
That sounds almost
out
pointless. Like, how do you
It
dial
was
if it's so
silly.
thin?
I mean, it had a keypad on it.
Yeah.
It had, I mean,
You could
it wasn't
navigate
made
the
for
tiny,
people with.
slim little display that it had on it, so like, it was manageable, but it wasn't.
It wasn't made for people with sausage fingers.
No.
You don't see some big burly construction worker about this little Pez dispenser. You're like on Zoolander, his little phone.
You know, and that reminds me of another tech, speaking of like oddly shaped, small tech, that I haven't seen a lot of that I was really interested in was Google Glass.
You broke up.
Google Glass.
Google
Like
Glass.
Those glasses. Yeah.
They tried really, really hard to get it to catch on,
Yeah.
and I think they ended up just being too bulky, and you could tell someone was wearing like the Google Glass.
Yeah, there was one customer that used to come into Lemongrass, that wore those like religiously, like for like a couple of months, and like they just stopped. And I asked them why, and they're just like, it was just annoying to a degree. Like, I think they were like one of the ambassadors, or like there was like a first wave that they sent out, and like she was like on one of those lists, but
I mean, people would constantly stop you and be like, "Is that the Google Glass?"
yeah, I never talked to her about it until I like stopped her, or like stopped seeing her wear it, and that's what I was really curious about.
Dude, Snapchat had those Snapchat glasses for a while.
And you could only get them out of a vending machine in California?
Yeah, and they had like just a little camera in them, and you could upload directly to your Snapchat. They ended up becoming like a collector's item.
No, I
They're
remember.
really cool, though.
I remember watching. I believe it was Philip DeFranco did a vlog where he had somebody go stand in line, like one of his peons, I guess. They went and stood in line for them and got them, and they were just talking about how it was trendy and cool, but it wasn't anything as spectacular as they expected it to be.
No, it was like a little fisheye lens, in a plastic,
Right.
$5
Walmart glasses
Yeah.
is affixed with the camera
pretty much.
that you just upload.
But it was a cool little publicity stunt. And,
Right.
like some of the stuff that people were vlogging, like ended up looking really cool.
I don't know. I just love to see the Google Glass style of technology really take off. Maybe even, we can get past the bulkiness eventually, because as we know, technology just gets smaller and smaller. There's always a way. But
I just think we're at least 5-10 years away from wearable technology on the face.
probably, yeah, at least, But I just can't wait to see it take off, especially with now we have, screens that are, you can see through them. That would, make for some really easy glasses, and you could pretty much turn the entire eyepiece into a see-through screen and do some really interesting stuff.
I mean, if Elon Musk, if he decides that he's pissed off at his glasses, then we'll see it a lot sooner. I mean, he created an entire company just because he hated traffic in LA.
I didn't hear about that.
The Boring Company.
Mm-hmm.
It's he got tired of traffic in LA, so he created a company called The Boring Company, and now he's digging tunnels under LA to relieve traffic.
What's going to go through the tunnels? Is there like some sort of
Cars.
Okay. It's just like regular car tunnels.
Yeah, but they're like really small tunnels that just he's gonna build this ant colony underneath LA, pretty much.
That sounds crazy. Is it actually in progress?
Yeah, he already built the first tunnel. It opened a couple months ago. Not months, about a couple weeks ago.
We're going deeper underground, everybody.
Mm-hmm. He basically said, you live in a 3D environment, but your transportation is 2D. And he said it just won't work.
Yeah, I mean, eventually we'll take to the skies, I'm sure. and that's going to be a whole mess.
Well, what he was saying is you can actually dig farther than you can build upwards, so the logical step is to go down, not up.
Right? You don't really have to fight gravity so much if you go down.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, technically going down, though, could be a lot more work, though.
I mean, Elon Musk, he's the closest thing we have to Tony Stark.
Yeah, he is.
I mean,
Yeah. Accurate.
pretty much. So, I mean, if he gets mad at something and decides he wants to fix it, he fixes it. He'll just invent something.
Well, I've never experienced LA traffic either, so I don't really know. Maybe building underground is worth it.
I mean, I've heard
It's abysmal. It's abysmal. I rode through it one time, and it was unreal.
He aged 2 years.
Yeah. I literally, I wasn't even the person driving, and I looked over at, it was my friend at the time, her name was Nina, and I looked over at her, and I was like, do you seriously fucking do this every day? And she's like, yeah, every time you come to LA. She was just acting like it was so normal, and I remember it was the first time, it was like right when My Chemical Romance released The Black Parade, their CD, and I had time to listen to that entire CD, plus more stuff on the radio before we even got to where we were going, and where we were going was not that far.
You watched her hair turn gray as she drove?
Yeah. Pretty much cobwebs started shooting out of her nose and everything.
So yeah, we need Elon Musk to make a pair of glasses.
I mean, he could do it. The technology's, it's almost here. I mean, things are getting small enough, chips are getting small enough to where we can process that type of information on that small of a form factor.
They just need to make different, like a bunch of different style frames where it doesn't just look like Google Glass. Because they were very distinct that you could tell what they were as soon as someone walked in with them.
You want to be a little bit more incognito, perhaps.
Yeah, just a little more variety, different colors, different shapes.
You know what I think almost would help the style on them is, how it was just one side that had the blocky computer piece on it? Mm-hmm. I think it would almost help if both sides had that same style block, even if the other one was non-functional. It would give them a little more symmetry and make them look better.
Yeah. I saw a video on Instagram of this girl that had a pair of sunglasses and they were real blocky on each side. She pulled them off and then flipped this little door on the side, and it was a little pipe filled with weed. She just put the glasses like in her mouth and smoked a bowl and then closed them and put them back on.
Man, people will do anything to smoke a little blow on the go, man.
They don't really pat you down on your head with your eyeglasses on, so I guess.
Yeah, I mean, girls are wearing big old giant sunglasses all the time. And just hide your weed in them.
Well, I mean, now in California, you don't have to worry about that shit. I mean, you can have that small of an amount on you.
Yeah, but you can't, take it into concerts and stuff like that.
The fuck you can't.
I mean, you do it anyways, but...
Yeah, I was about to say, they all do it out there. They do.
But it's technically, quote, not allowed, so...
I mean, it's about the equivalent of sneaking a flask in somewhere down here,
No, I don't.
Oh, come on.
A couple of times.
I've done it before.
Is your well whiskey too expensive? Well, fear not. Just go out back and take a couple swigs. No problem.
I could tell a story right now about Ryan where I actually did sneak a flask into a place. He just doesn't remember much of it, and I'm not going to tell the story on the podcast because his mother listens. But there was one time where I did sneak a flask into a place, and Ryan was there, and it was quite a funny story that maybe we'll tell one day on the podcast. But I'm going to test the waters by saying that I know this story first, and his mom's going to listen to this episode and be like, I want to know what that is. I want to hear this story now. And then
I want to know what this is. I don't remember this.
My curiosity
you were...
How old was I?
I think we were about 20... I was 22 or 23. So you were about 21.
Dude, statute of limitations. I'm 31 now.
Yeah, so it's been about
you
10
can
years.
Tell the story.
Well,
go for it.
Okay, so we were going. This was in downtown Knoxville, back when Old City Java was like the music hub and stuff like that. I don't know if it still is, or if it's even still there.
I think it's still there, but not
No
so
music.
much a hub of anything.
Well, we had gone and we saw a show at Old City Java. It was My Lost Cause, and then we were hanging out with, or no, it wasn't My Lost Cause. I can't remember who it was. But we were hanging out with, at the time, Ryan was kind of dating this girl named Aubrey, and I was trying to hit on somebody. I don't remember who it was. I was failing miserably. But we were drinking out of a flask the whole time we were walking in between places, and it's not like we were broke. Like, we had money, and we were buying alcohol, like, at all the bars we went to. And Ryan got so drunk because we kept drinking out of this flask that he looks over at me. We're walking, and we kind of fall behind the girls. Like, they're walking ahead of us, talking, like, chattering about something. And he just looks over at me, and he puts his finger over his lips and goes, shh. And then he leans to the side without even stops walking and just vomits all over the concrete. Just, like, splatters of vomit. Just wasted. And then, like, wipes his mouth with his sleeve, flings it out, and then just walks right back up like nothing happened to the girls.
Good to go.
Yeah, I was just like, damn, dude. I was like, that was really fucking metal. But yeah, that was our flask day. You probably kind of remember that day now.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like
you
a
were
champ.
hammered though. You were shit can hammered. I think this was when we lived in that that little apartment that I had when I worked at the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were living in that apartment at the time.
Okay, so we just walked home.
Yeah, we just walked home. Like, we didn't never have to worry about driving anywhere. But
Yeah, it was like within walking distance of all the bars.
Right.
oh yeah,
Fortunate and
And we were
unfortunate.
21 and 22.
yeah, we were always drinking. It was pretty bad for a little
And-
while.
Well, we had no rent because Adam worked for the owner,
Right.
and we both had jobs. So, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Expendable income.
I think you were working at Tomato Head at the time still.
Yeah, Tomato Head, and then I worked at the ice skating rink as well.
That's
during
right.
the winter. Gene was the manager there, the drummer from My Lost Cause.
Yeah, he was.
Actually, just sent him your music
Nice.
right before we...
Old Skeleton Beach, right?
Yep.
Nice. He's got some pretty cool stuff. Check him out.
Yeah, that guy's
he does-
amazingly good.
Dude, he does like crazy music.
Yep. Most
I don't know how to
definitely.
describe it. Like John Carpenter.
It's spacey, arpeggio, reverb, wonderfulness.
Yeah.
Really.
I would say if like John Carpenter had sex with
Radiohead.
a radio.
Yeah, all those transistors and everything. Sexy.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. It's good.
Yeah. Worth a
Skeleton
listen.
Beach on Spotify.
Yeah, he's amazing. Well, I think that's about all we got time for today. So we have someone to thank, even though they are no longer our Patreon subscriber. We do sincerely want to thank Daniel so much for all the support that he gave us.
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, seriously, you really helped us out. I think you paid everybody's electric bill for a couple months. And no, I'm just kidding, but you definitely helped us out. And we really thank you for your service.
Yes.
I salute you, sir.
Yeah.
Top of the morning.
And
But-
he can always say he was the first, too, so...
Yeah, he can.
He's got a special place in history.
We'll pin his comments.
Yeah.
But I also want to thank all of our listeners for their continued support. We really appreciate you guys, and we wouldn't have a show without you. And as always, I can be found on Twitter at Talleon. That's at TALLEEON. And Charlie, Ryan, where can you all be found?
I can be found on Twitter at shunt_trip. You can also check out my SoundCloud under the same moniker. 2 albums out. Actually, not on SoundCloud anymore. I'm on Spotify, iTunes, and soon to be any other music service you can think of.
Amazon.
Amazon, too. Dozer. French. If you're French, you can get on your music service and check it out.
And then about to be on Pandora. cutting back really good.
Getting close. Getting closer.
They got to do the algorithm.
Right.
Match you up with. Can you match you up with Blockhead?
Blockhead would be good. Yeah, little people would be cool too. I don't know. We'll see. What about you, Ryan?
I'm around.
I was waiting for that one.
Well, the Bits has got a Twitter as well, right? Right?
Yeah.
It's still around.
It's there.
Cool.
Floating.
Pretty much just like your tweets. That's about it.
Cool.
All right.
At Blown to Bits PC.
Yeah. Well, thank y'all so much and have a fantastic night.
God, we suck at outros.
Yeah, we do.
Bye.
Bye.